going on, guys? Welcome back to Tradingofftilt. I'm Ryan. In this video we're going to be going over a trading strategy that I used to use back in the day to improve my trading and to test new strategies. And for the sake of this video we're going to be calling it Trading Sandbox, and I still use it today just to for fun and to try out new strategies. But without further ado, let's jump into it. So how does it work? So this practice method relies on the replay feature in TradingView as well as other trading softwares. So essentially what it allows you to do, what this replay feature allows you to do, as many of you know, is it allows you to go back to a point in history on a chart of your choice, and you could basically trade from that point in history without seeing the price action that follows. So I'll show you guys what I mean later on. But unlike recording our trades in a trading journal in real time, we go back in time to select a random place in the chart to trade from, like I mentioned. And this is especially helpful for beginners and traders who are not yet profitable to practice without incurring losses. So especially if you're beginning and you don't want to suffer the drawdowns on your account, you don't want to, you hear a lot of stories about people losing 5 grand, 10 grand, or even more as they're starting out. You don't want to, if you want to kind of skip that section, that phase of trading a little bit, I believe you kind of have to take losses to learn. That's my personal belief. But if you want to kind of accelerate your learning process, then I think this strategy could help you quite a lot. So I like to treat this method as a game and try to record statistics and benchmarks on which I can keep improving over time and trying out new strategies to see which strategy works better. And now let's get into the game instructions, and they are variable. So these rules or these steps highlighted in yellow, you could change to your liking. I'm just gonna show you guys what I prefer to use or what I have used in the past. But you guys can really change these to your liking. So let's go to step 1. Go to a chart of your choice, ideally one within a market that you like to trade. So if you like to trade cryptocurrency, for example, you might want to go to the Bitcoin chart or Ethereum or really whatever cryptocurrency that you might desire to trade in the future. So let's go do that. Oops, that's the wrong slide. Let's go to this. So I'm on the gold chart currently. I don't trade gold, but I'm just going to be using it for this video as an example. So I'm on the gold chart. And then step number 2, select a time frame of your choice. If you're a swing trader, use the 4-hour time frame or higher. Day traders should use less. So I'm currently on the 4-hour chart, as you guys can see. And like I mentioned, if you're a day trader, you should probably stay between the 1 hour and the 15-minute chart. Maybe you could go down to the 5-minute chart. But if you're a scalper, you could really go below the 5-minute chart on the 1-minute, the 3-minute, or even the second chart, if that's what you want. So step number 3, click the replay tool in TradingView, close your eyes and scroll back to a random place in the chart and click. Open your eyes. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. So we're going to click the replay tool up here at the top of this top bar right here. And we're on the 4-hour chart. We're going to just scroll back. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to scroll back and click a random place in the chart. So I'm just going to click. And it looks like, okay, we didn't go back that far. So I actually recognize this price action right here. This was just about a year ago. So we're actually gonna do that once more until we get a section in the chart which we don't recognize. So what we can do is we could actually go to the day chart. So if you want to trade the 4-hour chart, then for this strategy, if you want to go back further in history, you can go to the day chart, for example, and then go to the replay tool. Well, you can scroll out as much as you want. Go to the replay tool. Now we're going to close your eyes and just, click a random place in the chart like I mentioned. Now, where did we get? So we're currently in April of 2018. So now we're going to go back to the 4-hour chart. And we could go back a little bit further by going to the daily chart and then later retracking, going back to the 4-hour chart. So now like I mentioned, we're in April of 2018. And then what's the next step? You will now see a section of the chart from a random time period you selected. Ideally, you should not recognize exactly where you are in the chart and remember the history. If you do, repeat step 3. So for example, if you trade this asset quite often, or if you have been trading this asset for years and let's say you were trading this back in 2018 and you recognize exactly what is going to happen after this move, then you should probably go back to, repeat step number 3, click the replay tool and go back to a different section in the chart in which you don't recognize. So for this example, I actually don't recognize this part of the chart. So the next step open up a stopwatch application or website and set it to 2 minutes. So I currently have a stopwatch application right here, and it's set to 2 minutes. You guys can really use whatever application you want. I just downloaded a free one from Microsoft, so that's what I'm going to be using. And step number 6, you have 2 minutes to analyze the chart and create a trading plan. When you are ready to begin, click start on the stopwatch. Alright, so once again, we're at a random place in the chart which we don't recognize, and we're going to give ourselves 2 minutes to analyze this chart from scratch and come up with a trading plan to trade this market at current price with a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So let's go back to the rules. So like I mentioned, you guys could change these rules highlighted in yellow if you wish. I'm going to be giving myself a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio for this example. But if you want to give yourselves a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, you could go ahead and do that too. But for this, I'm going to do a 1-to-1. Now let's pull out the stopwatch tool. And it's set to 2 minutes. And we're going to move it to our second monitor, which you could do if you have one. And we're going to go ahead and hit start. So now we have 2 minutes to analyze this market from scratch, like I mentioned. And we're going to start out. So we could probably identify this whole area right now, right here as a range, which we're going to do. And let's see which Fibonacci retracement we retrace to. We're currently retracing to. So on this, pull from this height of this low, we came past the golden pocket. Now, down here, we're coming into the 382. So I'm not going to do this for 2 minutes. I'm just kind of showing you guys how you would do this ideally. So you could use, you guys could use harmonics, or you could use Elliott waves, whichever analysis tools you desire to use. I'm just going to be basically going off of this range right here in market structure. So I'm going to say, for the sake of this example, that market structure is down locally. So we're getting we're getting a lower lows. We actually took out this low right here. And it's locally down for a lower low right here and a lower high. So I'm going to expect this to come to the bottom of this range right here before moving back up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the short position tool in TradingView, and I'm going to adjust it to a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So my target is going to be down here at the bottom of this range, and my stop loss is going to be a 1-to-1 to match up with the target. Oops, so it would be about right here. So it says 1.01, close enough. We're gonna go ahead and hit play to see what happens. Okay, so this trade plan worked out. I actually didn't put very much analysis into it, but it ended up working out in our favor. So we're gonna go ahead and journal it in our trading journal, or you could create a separate trading journal for this exercise if you want. And we're going to record it as a win. Let's go to the rules to see what we do next. So yeah, like I mentioned, you're going to record your results, and you're going to basically, if you lost, you're going to record how you think you could improve in the future to win it. What you could have done better to win the next time. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so as some of you guys already could identify, there are some downsides to this simulation, and I would not say it's a replacement for your actual trading and recording your trades in a journal real time with real money on the line, because the simulation doesn't take into account emotions. Emotions are what you would experience if you had real money on the line, and you would have to, over time, find a way to cope with those emotions in order to execute your trades properly. In which in this simulation, you don't really have to do that, because of course you don't have real money. You don't have real money on the line. You don't have real monetary value, which you could lose at the detriment of your quality of life, for example. So the next point is that we remember history for the markets we've traded in or analyzed. So for example, even Bitcoin, I didn't start trading Bitcoin until around 2019 or 2020 even. And even if I were to go back to 2018, I'd still know what happened on Bitcoin. Even if I were to go back to 2015, I'd still know generally what happened on Bitcoin, because I've analyzed it so thoroughly over the years. Whether it's Elliott waves or gathering statistics on how Bitcoin behaves, that I feel like it would be hard, at least on the 4-hour time frame or higher, for me to find a section in the chart which I don't recognize and I don't really foresee what's going to happen next. So for this reason, we may need to pick an asset or a market which we don't traditionally trade. So we're going to assume that we're Bitcoin traders and we recognize Bitcoin like the back of our hand. We may not be able to use this method on Bitcoin as well unless we go on to really the lower time frames. So in that case, we might need to go to Ethereum or Cardano or really whatever cryptocurrency you wish to use this method for. You're going to find that those assets, even if they're in the same market, they're going to behave differently than Bitcoin does. Every single asset has its own characteristics and its own statistics. So those assets are going to behave differently. So they may not help you as much with trading Bitcoin if you're solely a Bitcoin trader. Now the next point is that markets change. So it's pretty similar to the point above, but in this one, it's that markets change over time. So if you were to go to Bitcoin back in 2016 or go to gold back in 2016, whatever it may be, you're going to find that it has different statistics. It obeys different analytical methods, or rather, certain analytical methods are not going to work as well in 2016 as they do in 2022, and vice versa. So it may not help you with your current trades nowadays as well, and that's just kind of something that you have to deal with this method. But it will help you with getting down the fundamentals of trading, recognizing market structure, channeling, things that really never change as time goes on. So my conclusion for this method is that it's a great method of practicing your analysis and identifying weaknesses in your trading plan. However, it is not as effective as trading with real money, but this allows you to fast track your progress as you can take many simulation trades as you want, So with real trading, you have to wait. You might be able to only take 1 to 2 trades every single day if you're a day trader. And with this, you could take hundreds, within a week, you could take hundreds of trades because you could instantly see if your trading plan worked. So in that sense, it allows you to kind of develop your strategy a little bit faster, albeit we do have these downsides, but this will help fast track your, trying to find your edge and trying to find your trading strategy a little bit faster than just using your current real-time trades. So the same skills developed throughout this exercise can be transferred into your real trades. And as mentioned, I like to treat this as a game and see how many wins I can get in a row. Alright guys, this is about all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different than what I typically make, but let me know in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, more strategies or more methods that I used to use and still use to improve my trading. And I'll catch you guys in the next video and in the Discord server. Take care. Bye.